between warring military forces in Sudan despite an extended ceasefire. Sudan's army and its rival paramilitary group said they will extend the truce for another 72 hours. This came amid international pressure to allow the safe evacuation of civilians and passage of aid. People in Sudan have observed lulls in fighting in several areas, but never a full ceasefire. Residents reported explosions thundering around them and fighters ransacking houses. Sudan's health ministry said the death toll, including fighters, is now at 528, with 4,500 wounded. A Ukrainian drone strike set ablaze a fuel storage facility in the Crimean port of Sevastopol over the weekend. The city's Moscow-installed governor blamed Ukraine for the attack. He later confirmed that the fire had been put out before a disaster occurred. RBC Ukraine reports that a Ukrainian military intelligence official said more than 10 tanks of oil products intended for use by Russia's Black Sea Fleet were destroyed. The strike came as Ukraine prepares for a long-promised counter-offensive to push Russian forces back from territory they seized since invading in February last year.
Бочки, цистерны, которые можно было спасти, они все сейчас отрезаны от огня, охлаждаются силами, пожарных расчетов. И это, приносит свой успех. Те 4 цистерны, собственно, по которым 2 в 2 секторах, по которым, были.
Meanwhile, over in Bakhmut, Ukraine said its troops are holding on to parts of the eastern city that is the focus of a prolonged Russian assault. Ukraine, which says its forces are waiting for better weather before launching our long-promised counter-offensive, is pleading with allies to overcome their hesitation about supplying modern fighter jets. Russian troops, on the other hand, say they are slowly taking over more and more of the city. Russia's defense ministry earlier said its forces had taken 4 blocks in western Bakhmut on Sunday, a claim that has yet to be confirmed. Pope Francis says the Vatican is involved in a peace mission to try to end the conflict between Ukraine and Russia. The Pope says he has discussed the situation in Ukraine with Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban and with Bishop Hilarion, as well as a representative of the Russian Orthodox Church in Budapest. The Pope, however, did not give further information on the said mission, and it was not public just yet.
Lei si immagina che in questo incontro non solo abbiamo parlato del capelluccio rosso, no? Abbiamo parlato di tutte queste cose, si parla di questo perché a tutti interessa la strada della pace. Io sono disposto a fare tutto quello che si deve fare. Anche adesso è in corso una missione, ma ancora non è pubblica, vediamo come. Quando sarà pubblica la dirò.
The Pope says the fighting in Ukraine is a problem of humanity before it is a problem of spoils of war. For this reason, the Pope calls on leaders to help with the problem as humanly as possible by opening channels for friendship in order to achieve peace.
La pace si fa sempre aprendo canali. Mai si può fare una pace con la chiusura. Invito tutti ad aprire rapporti, canali di amicizia. Questo non è facile. Lo stesso discorso che ho fatto in genere l'ho fatto con Orban e l'ho fatto un po' dappertutto, no?
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now World. I'm Diego Castro. The sister of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un hits U.S. President Joe Biden over the latter's warning against nuclear action against the United States or any of its allies, including South Korea. This after Biden said nuclear aggression would result in the end of whatever regime took such action. Kim Yo-jong said the American leader was, quote, too miscalculating and irresponsibly brave for his blunt warning. The North Korean leader's sister also warned of more provocative displays of military strength. This is in response to a new agreement between the United States and South Korea to intensify nuclear deterrence to counter the North's nuclear threat. North Korea says the new deal shows the two countries' extreme hostility towards Pyongyang. The manhunt continues for a Texas man who killed 5 people, including an 8-year-old boy. The suspect, identified as Francisco Oropesa, reportedly shot his neighbors after they asked him to stop firing off rounds in his yard. Police recovered a rifle that Oropesa allegedly used in the shootings, but authorities are not sure if he is carrying another weapon. The local government and the Federal Bureau of Investigation are now offering a reward money for the arrest of the suspect.
I'd like to announce that the FBI is also offering an additional $25,000 for the apprehension of this subject. So it brings the total amount of the reward to $80,000. If anybody, whether you are here in this county or this state of Texas or around the country, have any tips, we're asking you to please call 1-800-FBI-TIPS.
Buckingham Palace has released pre-coronation photographs of King Charles and his wife Camilla, the Queen Consort. The photographs were taken in the palace's blue drawing room by Hugo Bernand, who was official photographer for the weddings of Charles and Camilla in 2005 and of Prince William and Kate Middleton in 2011. The release of the photos forms part of the palace's stream of media events ahead of the coronation in London's Westminster Abbey. Meanwhile, outside the palace, the first of a handful of royal fans have started reserving spots to watch the coronation. Among the most dedicated is John Lowry, who has set up camp on the pavement across the road from the famous palace equipped with a camp bed. He intends to remain there all week to ensure a good view of events on Saturday. Over in West London, a group of yarn bombers is celebrating the coronation by creating a woolly version of their new king. More on that in this report by the Associated Press.
Now I've got to. Oh no! Anybody happy to have a group photograph? Yeah, over here. I hope it's a bit closer.
And we are showing that we are supporting him in one of the few ways that we can. He might not like this one, but he will love his Grenadier Guards and his lady.
And those are the top world headlines of the hour. Join us again at 9 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. Coming right up is Agenda at 8 a.m. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.